Hi there, thanks for joining us. In this video, we're going to be talking about what you need to apply for if you are traveling to Canada as a worker or a student and you're wanting to take your minor children with you. By minor children, we're talking about children who are not yet of the age that requires them to attend a post-secondary institution. What do you need to apply for on their behalf to take them along with you to Canada? We'll have much more on this after the break. As always, remember to like our videos so more people can see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel so that you can get updates as soon as we release new videos. And check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis and I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer, and I help skilled workers who are inside Canada and those who are outside Canada to become Canadian permanent residents without having to deal with all of the complicated immigration rules that are part of that process. If you are planning to come to Canada as a worker or as a student or even as a visitor, you may want to think about the type of status document that you will need to apply for if you plan on taking minor children with you. Now, for the purposes of Canadian immigration law, a minor child is somebody who is either under the age of 18 or under the age of 19, depending on the province in Canada that you are wanting to visit. Okay, so here we see persons in the provinces of Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, PEI, Quebec, and Saskatchewan don't get to the age of majority, meaning they remain minors until they get to the age of 18, while that changes for the other provinces where a minor is somebody who's gotten to the age of 19. So if you're bringing a minor to Canada, you're going to want to think about the type of status document that you will need to apply for in your application on behalf of this accompanying minor. Okay, if the person is not a minor, then that person may have to apply for their own status document on their own if they're wanting to come to Canada. For instance, if you are wanting to come to Canada as a worker and you have a minor child who you're wanting to take with you, meaning, so this is a child who's not yet gotten to the age that requires them to attend a postgraduate institution, then you are going to need to apply for a study permit on behalf of that child. Okay, so here it is. Minor children who want to study in Canada must apply for a study permit before they enter Canada. Okay, and this includes minor children who come with parents who already have a work or study permit. So if you're taking your minor child to Canada and that child is of school age, so let's say that child is 6 years or older, you will need to apply for a study permit on behalf of that child. If the child is younger than 6 or 5 years old, then that child would not be of school age and therefore a study permit naturally would not apply. In that instance, the child, you'd apply for a visitor record on behalf of the child. Now, again, if the child is of school age but is not yet of post-secondary age, is not yet of the age of majority, then you will need to apply for a study permit on behalf of that child. Okay, so that's going to be important. Now, it's important to note that generally speaking, persons who are wanting to come to Canada need first to get what's called an acceptance letter from a designated learning institution inside Canada. All right. However, this does not apply to minors. So kids who would be studying at elementary schools or high schools do not need an acceptance letter from a designated learning institution. And so that wouldn't be necessary if you are planning on taking your child with you to come and study inside Canada. It's important to note that once you have taken your child and that kid, you've applied successfully for, say, a study permit and you have entered Canada, at the point in time when that study permit expires, you have the option of applying for a new study permit, an extension inside Canada that's going to be tied to whatever your status document is. So if you're here on a work permit and you're needing to extend it, then your child's study permit is going to be tied to your work permit, meaning it's going to be extended for the duration of time that your work permit is going to be extended for. If, on the other hand, you entered Canada with a child who was not yet of school age, you entered Canada with a child who was, say, 2 years old, and you've been in Canada for a while, and now the child has gotten to an age where the child needs to attend school, you do not have to apply for a study permit for that kid who is inside Canada. A visitor record will suffice, okay? That said, it's important to note that there may be some provinces which may nevertheless require a study permit for a kid in order to ensure that the child benefits from all of the provincial social services that province offers. So that requirement may vary from province to province, but generally speaking, a child who came into Canada on a visitor record and who now is ready to attend school would not need to apply for a study permit, but rather would be able to attend school using their visitor record. And so the bottom line is that if you're planning to come to Canada as a worker, or you're planning to come to Canada as a student, and you're wanting to take your minor child with you, then you will need to apply for a study permit for that minor child, assuming that the child is of school age. And again, assuming that because it's a minor child, this child will not be attending post-secondary institutions. You will need to apply for a study permit, and you will not need a letter of acceptance in order to apply for that study permit on behalf of that child. Of course, like most other rules, there are exceptions, and one of the exceptions to this rule is that if your child is a U.S. national, then that child is required to apply for a study permit, but that child, you do not have to include an application for that child in your initial application if you yourself are not a U.S. national. Okay? The child who's a U.S. national may apply for a study permit at the point in time when they enter Canada and arrive at the port of entry. They may at that point apply for their study permit by requesting it of the immigration officer. They do not need to file an application beforehand in order to be eligible for a study permit. Okay, so I trust you found value from this video, and as always, remember to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. Thank you. See you again.